Jim, let's move on from here. Of course, we have to talk about Revolution, but why don't we first talk about a few segments from SmackDown? Because, like most weeks, the matches don't matter, but the segments where people talk to each other is where things happen, and there were a few things here that everyone wanted to hear what you thought of.
Well, these are the furtherings of the issues that we are all concerned with today in today's modern world. And that's the thing, we're going to be heavy with the opposition promotion because of the pay-per-view extravaganza. So we want to make sure that we get a little WWE representation in here because we don't want people to lose track of who's mad at who and why. But since over the past, 3.5 days between SmackDown at 3 hours and Raw at 2.5 hours of program content time, depending on whether you watch it with commercials or not. If we try to get minute with this thing, we'll all be here till Thursday. And nobody wants that. However, again on SmackDown, they're in Philadelphia. It's sold out. There's 16,728 people. Who says live theater is dead? That's what they're coming to see. There's a commercial right now that's playing during the programs they're bringing Raw to Louisville in May 11th or 12th. There's one date or another. It just has highlights and not even a voiceover, really, as much as a couple of statements uttered. Raw is coming, and in the music and the highlights, hey Louisville, get ready, and in the music and they're not advertising. There is talent that pops up and says, get ready, or we're coming, or whatever. But nobody promises to be there. They're not telling you shit. They're not promoting a match. I assume it's the same way I haven't watched Philadelphia local television to see if they've got commercials saying don't miss the big fucking showdown between Tozawa and Chad Gable, whatever the fuck. But they're just coming to see the big stars talk to each other and just the spectacle of the program at this point. Or that because they don't even know what they're going to fucking see. This is ridiculous, is what I'm saying to you.
I think for the most part, depending on the show, you have a general idea who will likely be there. Now, sometimes someone's not there until the next week. There are certain people like The Rock and Cena who you know aren't on a normal schedule, even Roman Reigns. But if he was going to show up anywhere, it would be SmackDown, typically, until recently.
Until they wild card bitches, all of a sudden, the good is bad and the bad is good and the up is down.
Obviously, they're the hottest they've been. And, you know, it's interesting because they're finally able to do what Vince always really wanted, which is to kind of just ride the brand and succeed with that. They're doing that now. But they also happen to have a bunch of big stars who are over. But more than ever before, the brand WWE, and I guess you could even say Raw and SmackDown coming to town, you kind of know what to expect and you kind of want to go for the ride. I would assume if you're one of these fans.
Well, and the first segment, and remember we were some recent past shows criticize the guy. We know what's going to happen. The guy comes out and cuts a promo, and then the other guy comes out, and then they get in a fight and they make a match. Well, now they've changed that up. A guy just comes out and fucking talks and leaves, and the people are happy about it. They don't even need to get in a fight right on. It's Randy Orton. He got a big entrance. He's over. He got a big response. And all he had to do was mention John Cena's name, and they started booing. And Orton, you know, he spends 10 minutes out there saying he did a great delivery, and he sounded like he was sincere and meant everything. But if he'd had a, timer on him, said, we're going to blow the ring up if you can't say everything you've got to say in 2 minutes, he could have done that, but he stretched it out about 10. And he said, hey, Cena's always been on top, but now he's just a bottom for Rock. Oh, a rock bottom. And then he knocked Owens So we both done vile things, always in the name of business, but I respect you as a wrestler, but I got a problem with you as a man because you're filled with jealousy. And then again, he went into a lot of history with Owens and Zayn that could or could not have been said if you were short on time. And he's going to prove that McAfee is the only the second greatest punter in the WWE. And they played his music and he left, and the people were happy. We got to see Randy talk to us. So I know it's not the, well, I kind of pretty much almost is now. Again, the numbers, maybe not consistently, but the numbers of the Attitude Era in the buildings and on, it's definitely not on television, but they don't, even then you had to advertise Stone Cold Steve Austin versus fucking Undertaker or whatever to sell the place out instead of promos from so-and-so. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And again, people come to react to what is said. Sometimes it's chanting what, but in this case, the reaction, and it's happening everywhere anytime he's mentioned, the reaction to Cena, I thought was the biggest thing that I took away from this.
I mean, because they're, and I have to think part of it is the people most offended there are the again, the most loyal WWE fans that kind of sense that even if they're not smart and living on the internet in that respect, they kind of sense that Rock and Cena have come in and disrupted their fucking ride they were taking here, and they're not, what the fuck is going on? And so it wasn't as hard for them to turn John Cena heel as one would think. And a lot of it is it's a newer audience. Because they got more of them than they did 10 years ago, so they got to be newer.
You looking forward to Owens versus Randy?
I think it's going to be good because Owens is not going to, we're not going to see the level of furniture and foolery with Owens and Orton that we did with Owens and Zayn. So having said that, I think Randy will probably concentrate on making his big ass work in and around the ring area, right, and leave the furniture to a minimum. I'm sure there'll be some, but hopefully they will go in that direction. I'd be surprised if they don't.
Well, that was talking segment 1 on SmackDown.
Well, then we came to the 9:00 hour and we got the emotional explanation, exposition, confrontation, competition between Bianca Belair. Well, Bianca Belair came out for an in-ring promo and obviously had to be all emotional and call her friend Naomi out, but she gave the preamble. Her friends are fighting and I've formed a bond with both women, and I don't believe Naomi would do this. But neither one, Naomi nor Jade, either one is texting me back. So I need Naomi to come out and give her answers. And automatically, okay, she doesn't want to text you, but she'll walk out here on national fucking television and talk to you about it in public. At least in the old days, before these newfangled cell phones, you could believe that somebody wouldn't have talked to somebody else for a fucking week. I haven't talked to some people for fucking longer than that, even with cell phones. But she called Naomi out, and Naomi comes out in a silver sequin neck brace and Bruiser Brody boots. And she looked the epitome of sympathy with boo-boo face on. And so Bianca is, I've called you here, I've talked to you here. She's like, no, this isn't what it looks like. And Bianca says, did you attack Jade? And Naomi says, oh, this is a distraction. We got to focus on WrestleMania. And Bianca's like, did you attack Jade? And Naomi's like, Jade, Jade, Jade. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. She's been piggybacking off your excellence or an experience. And I was left off to the side. And Naomi worked up some tears over this. This may have been their audition to the Strasbourg Institute, Brian. You think, with an emotional
Queen of the Ring 2.
There you go. An emotional performance like this, they're going to be, maybe I ought to start agenting them now that I have Hollywood connections. So Naomi is crying now, and she's like, I don't give a damn about Jade because she didn't give a damn about you. Yeah, I was left off to the side while she was piggybacking on you. Hopefully piggybacking on you or whatever doesn't have a different connotation with the young folks these days than what I think it does, or else I've just uttered some type of horrible farm obscenity. And then both of them start talking over each other, nattering with it. And finally, Bianca says, stop. Did you attack Jade, yes or no? And Naomi and Bianca. Naomi tearfully milks it and cries and says, I did it. And the people boo. And the fucking... I like it when emotion is shown in professional wrestling, but I'm not sure that I need to see two young ladies recreate a scene from a Lifetime movie of some description. But then Naomi's like, I did it for you. And now Bianca's crying too. Maybe they got onions and rubbed them underneath their fucking, or some Vicks Vapor Rub. And it's Dr. Phil here, where Bianca said, me and you are done. Naomi said, because of her, I did it for you. I did it all for you. And Bianca walks out crying. And Naomi, God damn it. Naomi, I'm so emotional, Brian. Naomi said, I should have done it sooner, you ungrateful bitch. And then Bianca stopped. And slowly she turned. And step by step, inch by, no, actually, it would have been better that way, but she just turned around and looked. And it's right as this, by an amazing coincidence of timing, right as this emotional scene is taking place, and they've got the over-the-shoulder shot of Bianca and the Titan Screentron, whatever they're calling it these days. On the screen, Jade pulls up in the big fancy Dan automobile and jumps out of it. Well, doesn't jump out, but it gets out and walks in with purpose and passes right by Bianca and goes to the ring and just beats Naomi, like just walks a dog all over the top of Naomi and hits her finish, boom, and leaves her flat in there. And they play Jade's music. And there we have it. So the first two went out and cried over each other for about 10 minutes. And then Jade came in and just beat the shit out of Naomi and Neon Naomi. And Bianca didn't give a shit. Well, she didn't do anything about it. I hate it when these poor young ladies just become all sideways with each other.
I thought a few times here, what if this ends up being like a double switch where, well, I don't know if that's even the proper term, where Bianca also turns. It was an idea to somehow get Jade. But they didn't even do that because Bianca and Naomi both wore black. Jade came out in white. I was trying to think, and Bianca was dressed like she was in mourning.
Yeah, but you are trying to impart some kind. It's all coinkydink, Brian. It's all total coinkydink. When these women's colors mirror some type of foreshadowing of a turn or whatever, they're just wearing whatever they look fashionable in.
Yeah,
you're reading some kind of deep thought that their wells are not that deep. that they're going to be tying all of these emotions to the color of their wardrobe at this point. I'm sorry to say.
But I actually liked this segment, and yeah, it went a while, and yeah, it was emotional, but it was a different kind of thing than we usually see. It was very emotional. They were both crying as their friendship dissolved.
Normally, it's the men's roster in AEW that goes out and cries.
I was surprised that Jade, for the second time, just came out and kicked the shit out of Naomi, and that was it. Like, that was it. That was the end of the segment. I'm going to kick the shit out of her, and that's it. Let's go to the next thing. That's 2 times in a row. I mean, are they going to do a match after she kicked the shit out of her twice?
I think that I don't think that Bianca is going to switch heel. I'm pretty sure Jade, which is her real name now. Goddamn, I kayfabe myself. Jade probably is of some description because she's being awful fucking violent about this. But Naomi she would be a heel based on having been the one to orchestrate this, but I don't really know where they're going. But I'm thinking that Bianca is not going to be a heel. And maybe what they've done with this thing with her and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is just had Io take the belt off of Rhea for this WrestleMania thing so that they can, in some way or another, potentially have the jealous Naomi take Bianca out of it and Rhea wins it back, or potentially Jade somehow comes and gets involved and hopefully Rhea gets it back, costs Bianca. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but when we get to Raw, you'll hear when we talk about that, the reaction that Rhea gets compared to even Bianca, but definitely Rhea and Bianca compared to Io in Madison Square Garden was like, they're like, yeah, they liked her when she fired up, but I mean, the women's world title, they need to do something here with Bianca and Jade and Rhea. I don't know why EO's involved in this right now, except to be a temporary distraction. You see where I'm going with this? But am I getting ahead of us?
We'll see. We'll see how ahead of us you get, but that was Talking Segment 2 on SmackDown.
Yes, and Talking Segment 3 was Cody with his fucking black eye. Holy shit. Well, it wasn't even a black eye. Just, the traditional black under the eye above the cheek. It was a giant swelling and purple and red, and it spread over to the cheek. And whether somebody has a busted eardrum is not visible or not, but one can see if that was the heel of this goofball's hand that hit his cheekbone, that the cup of it, the part that cups the air and pops your eardrum would have been right about in the exact right place. So this fucking Travis Scott, did he realize whatever the fuck it is that he does? He's in the music business, I understand. Did he realize that he was turning heel, that people were going to boo the mention of his name in large numbers in sold out arenas when he agreed to do this thing? Or did they just say, hey, Travis, go out there with us? Did he realize what he was getting into?
Oh, I think
he's about as popular as crotch rot right now.
I think he had to have. There's no way he is a wrestling fan and wouldn't have known that.
But it's not like that he's going to make money off of this. Like the wrestling fans are going, oh, we got to go buy Travis Scott records now. But I guess, does anybody buy Travis Scott records? Are there records anymore? How do people purchase? Maybe they don't buy music. That's why it sucks so bad. But what's the deal on that, Brian?
Most people stream it now, and some still buy it, and physical units is obviously a pretty small market, but really recording artists make their money through touring more than ever before.
Well, hopefully
much more than ever before. Well,
hopefully he'll be on a long worldwide tour, old Travis. But Anyhow, Cody Rhodes is do you hear the dusty inflections? In this one and in the one he does on Raw, the inflections are dusty. It's amazing.
Yeah,
And
I heard Dusty when Travis Scott slapped him. I heard, "Don't do shit you don't know how to do."
don't do shit you don't know how to do. But he promotes Cena, and the question is, John, why? You'll probably have a very well crafted, slick answer, but there's no justification, baby. I'm just telling you, it's amazing. You can hear he's a well spoken, articulate, Dusty in the ebb and flow and the cadence and the rising of the tempo and etc. And his dad was afraid to perform in Philadelphia because they were the first ones. He had to paint his face with the road, like the Road Warriors, so they knew he was cool. Because that's when Dusty started doing the fucking deal where him and the Road Warriors in Philadelphia to combat these smart fans heckling him. But then he said Philadelphia supported and cheered for Cody, and they chose him. And he did a fired up promo about John Cena, and it made you want to fucking see this thing. And that is exactly what the fucking champion needs to be doing on TV. And I can't even try to paraphrase it because it was long and verbose, but I thought it was great. And he finished up with, "So, John Cena, clearly you want some. Well, come and get some." And everybody cheers and they love him. And there's, how many people did we say? There was 16,728 people. And we got to see Cody talk. That's all they need to do now.
Good promo.
But anyway, and then just as a footnote, let's refer to it. Thankfully, LA Knight won the U.S. title back from Shaky Nakamura. Were you going to say hey on something else?
Yeah, just one other thing. I will say a positive about all this Rock stuff the last couple of years. On promos, I think it's helped Cody Rhodes finally really come into his own. He's had moments where he could do good promos and get fired up, but it seems like it's coming from a real place more now than ever before, and that helps.
Yes, and the fire burneth within it. And you know what? And he was talking about, I guess he talking about Cody. What year would this have been? He was talking about Cody. When Dusty said, "When I lay my baby down on my chest, do you know what he hears? The heartbeat of America." Would that have been Cody?
That would have been a
timing
commercial.
Is about 38, 39 years ago. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it would have been Cody, I guess.
And then I came out later on. I said, you know what the baby hears? the indigestion from the Taco Bell that you ate last night, you son of a But anyway, but yes, LA Knight won the U.S. title back from Shaky Nakamura, and the crowd was silent when Nakamura was kind of in charge of this thing, and they still like LA Knight, but it was a blasé match, and LA tried, but it wasn't good, and they were tired, and they didn't want to see old Shaggy. But otherwise than that, that was the smacketh of the down.
It most certainly was WWE Smackdown for the 7th of March, and of course, after a show like that with so much talking, big stars, everything's interesting, but you may be tired. It may be time to lay yourself down, lady, lay yourself down for a good night's sleep on a fantastic mattress that's just for you.
A fantastic mattress that's just for you, that has not been made for anybody else but you. It's just a mattress for you alone. Boop, boop, be-doo. And our friends at helixsleep.com will put you onto one of those mattresses. They'll lay you right out on it. You won't be able to get up. As a matter of fact, when you lay your
Well, no.
precious what are you when you lay your precious carcass down upon one of these mattresses, the thoughts of getting up will instantly disappear from your mind. You will just want to lay there in the cradle of luxury and sleep forever, sleep the sleep of the angels. And sooner or later, you'll lose all willpower and you'll slowly
Well,
start sinking in and becoming one with the mattress. It will grow into your follicles and then into
no.
your upper epidermis until you're inextricably linked with
No.
the Helix mattress.
Until you wake up from this nasty slumberland that obviously is taking place at Castle Cornette. But of course, most of us have pleasant dreams, and most of us need a pleasant mattress to have those wonderful dreams on. Spend your nights the right way, even some of your days, on a great mattress. Helix Sleep. Good
your
things.
schedule is your schedule is up to you, ladies and gentlemen. But no, if you get up every 8 or 10 or even 12 hours, it'll just kill the process that I was talking about, and it'll take you that much longer to achieve oneness with your Helix Sleep mattress. But folks, it's designed just for you, because when you go to helixsleep.com, they're going to have you take a little quiz. Do you like hard mattresses or soft mattresses? Do you like enthusiastic, energetic mattresses, or do you like quiet, bookwormish mattresses? Just a little bit of thing. If you're going to answer questions about an online date, then why wouldn't you? You don't know you're going to sleep with the online date, but you know you're going to sleep with the online mattress. I think, Brian, you can't argue with that.
I have no idea what you're talking. Argue what? I don't know anything about this example. We're talking to Mr. and Mrs. listener out there, and of course, little baby listeners.
Yes, little baby listeners that may be ordering one of the child's mattresses for their own self because mom and daddy just took their mattress and left them to sit in a corner with their individual
with their credit card
snackable.
Well, no,
they're snackable and a credit card. If you need anything, kid, just put it on this. But
18
if you
or older,
go to Helix Sleep,
18 or older to purchase.
That's unless your parents' permission. You go to Helix Sleep and .com. And you take .com, helixsleep.com, and you take the quiz and what kind of mattress you like and how you like to sleep, and they'll match you up with the perfect thing that they make that you want, and then they will send it to you, and then you can have this child or whoever you're talking about that's sitting over in the corner with a Lunchable and a credit card help you unbox it, and it'll spring to life in your own bedroom, and you will lay down upon it and you'll be floating in the clouds because it's the perfect mattress designed just for. They've got a little cobbler at the Helix factory over there in Lincoln, Nebraska that makes these things, and the one at a time. It's amazing he keeps up with the orders. They send them out quickly.
These are not statements of fact.
Well, no, you don't get a statement. You have to pay for the thing, and then they'll send it to you. It's not like they're gonna.
No, what you're saying.
But if you don't like it, they'll send it back. But you don't get any statements.
Once again, a great mattress. We love them here. We just love them. Hope you're listening. We love you. We love you. Great mattresses.
I hump your mattress every night. I've probably loved on you.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we love the support and the comfort of a good Helix Sleep mattress.
Boy, it stood up to a lot of humping. It's got tremendous support.
Jesus Christ.
But nobody has ejaculated on them more than I have. But folks, right now, no, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just saying right now, if you want to.
Oh, cool.
Well, you can do it, or you can just go to Helix Sleep. That's HELIX. helixsleep.com/JCE. Ignore this hyena in the background. You're going to get 20% off side-wide and 2 free dream pillows with any mattress purchase if you use that /JCE. Just remember JCE. For God's sake, man, say it with me. JCE. When you go to helixsleep.com, you're going to get a big discount. You're going to get free stuff, and you're going to give us the credit for it. And we like credit. And we also like cash, but more importantly, we like credit.
And we love Helix Sleep. And we love Helix Sleep mattresses.
Well, and we love people who sleep on Helix Sleep mattresses, because people who sleep on Helix are the most wonderful people in the world. And they're also easy to love on. Apparently, Helix is a real swinging mattress.
Once again,
well, surveys have shown that women are looser if they sleep.
No, there are no surveys. Here we are at the end, and you have to take it too far.
I did an informal one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Helix Sleep Mattress, the perfect mattress for you, the perfect mattress for your family. We love them here at Last Manor. Castle Cornette's got a few, but let's leave those out of it. Helix Sleep, one more time, what's that promo code, Jim?
It's JCE for all of these things that we talked about.
That's right. Helix Sleep